Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And DualShock, we're rocking out with some Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising. This is a new-ish game. It came out a couple days ago. This is actually a follow-up game to the previous game, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I wanted to showcase a little bit of this today, show you guys a little bit of what the game is like, play some online games, talk about it with the boy Cody here. And yeah, if you guys want to see all kinds of fighting game content, I have that on my main channel that you guys can stop in by, and you guys can check out some of this guy's stuff too at CodeMeisterP. All that stuff is in the link down below. But I wanted to get started by saying Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is a pretty simple fighting game. It's like anime Street Fighter. Really simple to pick up characters. Cody might not like this, but it has traditional inputs as well as simple inputs. This was one of the first games to kind of pioneer this in the fighting game space. So really easy to get up and going with. The character I've been playing is Siegfried. I have interest in a lot of other characters, but yeah, characters are really easy to pick up. So if you want a good fighting game to get into, this is definitely a good one to do it. There's actually a free-to-play version of this game that you guys can check out with Gran, the main character, as one of the initial playable characters, and then the other 3 characters that are available are rotating, so you guys can try out all kinds of characters in the cast, see how you feel about the game, and if you like it, pick it up for yourself.
Does this game do anything different than the typical fighter, or no? Or this follows the basic formula?
I think the thing that made this game stand out for a lot of people is, like I said, it was one of the first ones to kind of have accessibility as its like focal point of like, hey, it is very anime Street Fighter, but like the simplified thing of just like, oh hey, you can use the traditional inputs if you want to, but the basic ones are the focus. So you have all your archetypes, like you have big brawler dude, you have like rushdown, you have a big grappler lady. Yeah, and this game is it's actually pretty cool. I would actually recommend it. And this game is super pretty. It's actually made by Arc System Works, which makes Dragon Ball FighterZ, they make Guilty Gear, they make Blaze Blue, they make obviously Grand Blue, DNF Duel, they make all kinds of fighting games. Obviously, we love fighting games here, or I love fighting games. Trying to get the boy into more fighting games as well. And you've taken a little bit of a shine to Street Fighter. You kind of like how it plays a little bit. I know initially you were more about Mortal Kombat, but the feel that you said you liked. Don't anti-air me, bitch. Oh, fuck. Come here, whore. Hold that for me. Okay, tech. So what do you think of this game visually? How do you feel about it?
Reminds me of Guilty Gear.
I know, how do you feel about the anime style in general? What's
just in like a fighting game, or just in...
Yeah, just in a fighting game. Like, compared to something like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, which is a little bit more realistic, seeing something like this, how does that make you, like, what does that kind of exemplify for me? How are you feeling about that?
I like it on a creative aspect. I think it's really cool. I don't know if I feel any different, like, or if I feel any way towards it as far as, like, its mechanics go or anything like that. It doesn't deter me or make me more interested in its gameplay. But on a creative aspect, I think it's really cool. I think it's... I wish developers did that, kind of like would experiment more with different art styles in general with games, you know?
You have a bit of an opinion on the simple inputs in general. How do you feel about simple inputs in games?
I think it's pussy shit.
You're not a fan of it, or?
I just think I'm not much of a fighting game guy, but I feel like it's just a cheap way. Like, I know you said that there's a balancing thing to where it like evens out in a way, yeah. But like personally, I'm not a fighting game guy. I'm trying to get into it, but I'm not on the level of Brad here. But if I was to learn a fighting game, I'm gonna learn it the way it's meant to be played. That's just me personally, because I don't know. Like, I just think it'd be like if, say, like Guitar Hero, right?
Yeah.
There's a normal way of playing Guitar Hero. You have 5 buttons to play. But if they made a simplified version where it's like you can push green or red and it'll count as the same button.
Really? Okay.
Like, that's what I think simplified version would be for Guitar Hero. I'd be like, it's pussy shit. Just play it how it's supposed to be played. Like, you know, the developer wanted you to play it this way. You know, like, I know that's blasphemous. Sorry if you're out there play it that way. I just think that, I don't know, like, it's hard. It's a hard genre to get into, and these games are hard, but I feel like, you know, you should play it how it's meant to be played.
So
I don't know.
With that in mind, like, I definitely relate to that sentiment with something like Street Fighter, because Street Fighter has been that way for the incarnation of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So coming around and having something like Street Fighter 6, like kind of go into the realm of simple inputs, like it kind of makes me feel like it's losing some of its tradition. Like there's a little bit of like the storylines of like new school players with modern controllers.
Let me ask you something. So how does that make you feel as more of like a veteran to fighting games when these kids come along and play at the simplified version and they're already like damn near at your level because they're playing with much easier controls? Doesn't that kind of make you go like, well, you're fucking kind of, yeah, like you have a handicap that's making you even go toe to toe with me right now? Don't, like, that would piss me off if I was like, I spent a lot of time learning these mechanics which are hard to get down, you know, and you just kind of jump in and you have this simplified version of playing the game and you have somewhat of a chance of fighting me. Like, that's ridiculous.
So it does and it doesn't make me upset. The thing that makes me upset is the reaction aspect of like, when you have these simple inputs, you're able to react to things much faster because all you have to do is push in a button. And then you can get like a super or an invincible reversal, like a dragon punch or something like that.
Sure.
And whereas like I have to react to a whole motion, therefore it's much harder. Like it's like a mental stack thing, whereas you can just kind of do it.
More impressive to see it the harder way, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like seeing reactions on point and stuff like that.
Like I get that it's like, oh, we're trying to get players to come into the genre and have like somewhat of a fighting chance, no pun intended, at, you know, playing this genre of games. But then again, it's like, well, I mean, you're either interested in the aspect of how difficult it is and want to get better, or you're not, you know? Like, I guess the only argument you could really have is like if kids want to get into it,
sure,
you know? But, I mean, me, for example, I'm 26 years old. I would want to play the old school way of playing the game. That's personally what I would do, you know? I'm not going to fucking be like, well, I'm going to learn this way. That way I can go toe-to-toe with him. But I have somewhat of an unfair advantage because my controls are simple. So, you know, like, that's bullshit. I don't feel like if I want to fight with you, that would be an earned victory because we have two different play styles. And like, I think it would be more impressive if I was to fight you in a game like this and we both had the same control scheme.
So with something like Street Fighter, it annoys me a little bit, but something like this with the actual design in mind of like, oh, hey, this is designed to be simpler, and the same time where someone new has access to these controls, they have access to the basic controls at the same time, the same way I do. So it's not one or the other. It's like you can do both whenever you want to. It's just your choice to use it or not. There's also a guard button in this game, which makes defense a little bit easier. I still use traditional blocking. I think I'll always use traditional blocking just because I like it more. I didn't get my reversal. But yeah, nice. All right, this player is actually paying attention. Where... Oh, I actually teched that. Yeah, something like this where... Okay, this person actually knows what they're doing.
So, is that like an unpopular opinion that I kind of stated, or amongst I'm not much of a fighting guy. I'm not really in the fighting game community. That's just my take from what he's told me of the differences in the play styles. So I'm just curious: is that like, are most people that are playing in the traditional play style, are they kind of in the same line with that, or they're like, oh no, it's not that big of a deal, like that people playing simple controls? Like, maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it actually is.
No, actually, I think a lot of people agree with you. I didn't get my DP. I think a lot of people agree with you, believe it or not. I'm not getting some of my stuff. Hold on.
Nice.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to fuck this guy up.
No, yeah,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm not trying to distract you from
good.
the fight. Just
that's what it's all about. I have to make an effort to that you do something. I just
eat your vegetables, bitch.
So while the inputs are easier, you still have to be mechanically sound as far as your strategy is concerned. Oh my god, that was nice.
Like something in like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 where you're teaching me like wave dashing and stuff like that. That's cool mechanics to learn. It's a little tricky to get the timing down, but once you get it down, it's satisfying because you know it's a difficult thing to get down, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's more impressive when I see somebody doing that and I know what they're doing, going like, oh shit, that's hard to do, and now he's juggling off of that. You know what I mean? Like that's...
Yeah, so...
I feel like that's more earned. I'm kind of just running around in circles on my point, but I'm just trying to say it in a different way that, you know, can at least validate my perspective, you know?
The thing is, people are in agreement with you. Like, they feel the exact same way that you do. And like I said, I even do to a capacity as well. But while something like inputs may be... Wow, you really got that jump arc, huh? While something like inputs may be easier, that's not going to have you beat one of the best players in the world. Like, that's not going to have you beat, like, Daigo or something like that. Because your strategy has to be on point. And, like, how you actually play the matchup is, like, just as important as well. Like, you still have matchup strengths and stuff like that. So, something like ease of execution isn't going to get into the way of, like, if you're just jumping all the time, you're still going to get anti-aired, right? If you're just getting hit by every projectile, like... you're still gonna take damage.
Sure.
So yeah, while some stuff is easier, like that doesn't necessarily make you a godlike player out of nowhere.
Yeah, you were saying like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the simplified controls, like their attacks don't necessarily hit as hard as your input attacks, which is how they kind of balance that. It's like, yeah, it's easier to input it because it's simplified, but their attacks might not do as much damage to your HP overall, right? Which, I mean, I get that, but still.
I'm waking up with super. I'm feeling random. Oh no, I did the wrong super. Am I not? I'm not dashing deep enough.
I like the blend of 3D and 2D. That's cool.
Yeah, Arc System Works does a lot of like 2.5D kind of stuff where like the characters may be 3D models, but the background's 2D, or like they'll make a 3D space look 2D. I kind of got destroyed on that one, but I was more focused on talking. I'm not playing right now to super do like amazing or anything. But as far as like this game in particular is funny because I wasn't stoked about it at all. Like I wasn't hyped for it. I'm like, oh, great, another Grand Blue game, whatever. I didn't think it was gonna stick, but the more I played it, the more I found myself wanting to come back to playing it. And like this is like a good fundamentals game where like you can get a lot of damage and do like pretty decent combos and stuff like that, but it's more focused on like progressing in neutral and like decision making and stuff like that. That's more important than just doing like fancy combos and stuff like that.
Is there a way that you can like segregate like who you want to fight in online, like where it's like, oh, I only want to play players that use this control scheme? Is there a way that would be a really cool option? Because then you could just be like, well, now if it's simple versus simple, that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, that keeps your new audience entertained and brings in new people still. But then veterans like you, where it's like, I don't want to fight somebody with simple controls. I just want to fight somebody that's on my level with this control scheme. I think that would be a really smart thing to do for a fighting game.
I think that's a option that you can pursue for sure. But for me as a player, not saying that you were saying this or anything like that, but all right, bitch. For me as a player, like, I'm just looking to be better. Like, if you have classic controls or modern controls, like, if I'm better than you, then it's gonna show no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, I did not get a good combo there. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely need to get better at this game too. Yeah, I like this game a lot. Like, it's nice to have something fresh. And even though this isn't, oh, nice, good shit. Even though this isn't like the craziest game ever or anything like that, just something new thrown into the mix every once in a while, like, keeps the scene from like stagnating. Like, I actually like this game a lot. I was gonna enter a tournament on this.
Okay. Like a local tournament here?
No, actually an online.
Okay.
And just the tournament is what is it called? Tampa Never Sleeps, and they hold like a lot of online brackets and stuff like that.
So how much word is being like spread around about this game? Is there a lot of traction on it, or is it kind of underrated right now and you're trying to bring more traction to it?
It will never be as popular as something like a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter or something like that. But I think with all the players playing it from different scenes, it is garnering a decent amount of attention for what it is. I would definitely like more people to know about it because like it's a game with a free-to-play version. That's fucking awesome for a lot of. Can you die, please?
I want to say there was a Tekken game on the PS3 that was like that too.
Oh, no. Let's go.
Good shit.
Dead or Alive has done that before, where they just had 4 characters that you could only play. They didn't rotate or anything like that. Okay, come on, bitch.
Nice. Good shit. Nice. Good shit.
Nice, good
Oh,
answer.
they gotcha. Okay. Way to get out of that.
Oh, nice jump out.
Nice. Good shit, dude. Got those dialed.
A little bit, a little Street Fighter basics.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, did they hit him from that? Let's go,
Nice,
baby.
dude. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, this game is actually a lot of fun.
Seems pretty cool.
Like, I think people are under the impression that simple means bad in a lot of cases, but like, like a lot of basics from something like Street Fighter really kind of shine through. It shows how good your fundamentals actually are.
I just hate. Well, I shouldn't say hate. I don't like it when developers cater. You know, like I understand it's a change of the times and you got to try to broaden your horizons as far as your audience goes. But when you cater, like the mechanics that you started with to make the game more interesting, that just, you know, I don't know.
I think the thing is accessibility too, because like you can think of it like the slight. Well, you could say it's like a little annoying because the people that had to work for some of these inputs.
I understand that almost makes it gatekeeping in a way, because you're like, okay, but like it's intimidating for people to get into the genre, you know?
But also like thinking about people with like disabilities, maybe that's like, oh, I can't play Street Fighter because I only have one hand, but
but then that's why I'm saying like you should have simple versus simple then. So it's like, you know, that way there's no unfair advantage from one side or the other. I think the thing, like, it'd be like if Dark Souls, that genre of game, which is notoriously known for being difficult,
sure,
and like that's the appeal to that game, had a simplified version. So
So
it's like, yeah, bro, I beat Dark Souls 2, and I beat it in like 6 hours. You'd be like, well, okay, did you play in simple or did you play? And it's like, well, yeah, I played in simple. Well, then that's pussy shit, dude. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, you didn't really beat the game then, did you? Like, you just played it in the easiest way possible instead of the way you're supposed to play it.
That's funny that you say that, because people were fighting for like, oh, this game needs like an easy mode, and I was definitely against that, because I was just like, oh, this is the way the developer wanted this game to be.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know? Like,
no, like,
and I'm not even a Dark Souls player either. The closest thing I've played to a Dark Souls game is Bloodborne, and I've played the Jedi games, which the Jedi games are good. And those have difficulties too, but I play them on the harder difficulties because that's, I feel like, how you're supposed to play those games, you know? And
yeah, I'm on both sides, where I definitely understand both. Like Street Fighter having modern controls could be the difference maker in someone picking up the game or not, which it's a great game. Like, I want more people to pick it up. So, like, I'm not as mad at it, but when I run in, oh, I might die here. Oh. But if I run into Johnny Donuts and he's beating my ass because, like, he can one-button command grab me, like, that's a little annoying. Damn, held it down. Let's go. I don't know.
so, yeah, I mean, like I said, like, I understand circumstances are different to where it makes them more acceptable, or it changes my perspective slightly to where it's like, okay, well, then that makes sense of why they would play in simple. But then I just think that, like, you should have the option as the player to want to play against people that are playing the same way as you.
So
you know?
I don't remember if that was the case in the base game, but I think, I could be remembering wrong. In this game, the simple controls between the fireball, so if I do a fireball regularly, it's 880 damage, but if I do a normal fireball, it's 800. So it is damage in this game. I think the original game, which you can see those little icons below my health bar, these are cooldown timers.
Okay.
I think in the original game, if you did the simple input, the cooldown timer for your ability to use your special moves again changed. I think that's how they did it. I could be wrong. It could have still been damage. I think if a game is going to take a simpler approach, I like how this game does it, where it's just like, oh, hey, you can do it too. It's your choice. Because I can, like I said, I can still do the simple fireball. I can still do a simple DP. And sometimes I will if it's a clutch situation and I need this move to come out. Like, I'll still do it.
Sure.
So I think having the option is important. I think having one or the other like Street Fighter makes me like it less.
Maybe each developer kind of does a different thing with its simple and advanced kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. You know. I like seeing the creative process of like, oh yeah, so Street Fighter and this is different a little bit because this game has cooldown times and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, even if you are using the simple inputs, you still have to be like, have good fundamentals. Like your strategy that you're employing still has to be good.
Okay, but so you're making a point with like people that may have a disability that would hinder them from being able to play a game like a fighting game. But why wouldn't they just be able to use controller? You know, if they're not able to play with just a normal controller pad to begin with, then you know that's like 90% of video games. You get what I mean?
Well, some
like,
people
I can see what you're saying with like a stick or a hitbox like what you're using right now, but like you I don't think there's any disadvantage or advantage to playing with a hitbox, a stick, or a controller, because they're all the basic, you know, controller schemes, and it's like you said, it's really preference at that point. You're not going to have an unfair advantage with one or the other. I personally have realized that I think I would be playing better with a hitbox because I just feel like I'm better at movement with an actual button. I'm more inconsistent with the stick. Like I'll like go to do a quarter circle forward and end up doing like a quarter, or not a quarter, but like a whole half circle when I'm trying to do just a quarter. So I end up jumping instead of, you know. But if I had a hitbox, it's much easier to just downright, and that's the quarter circle, you know. So I want to clarify something too a little bit.
Lay it down.
I think people should be able to play games and enjoy them how they want to play them. I think what I'm trying to get at with the control schemes is that when you're talking about from a competitive standpoint, you know, when you're trying to get into it competitively, that's when I think it's horseshit. If you're just casually playing the game and you're just trying to have fun, you're not trying to get super serious or involved with the fighting community, then play the game however the fuck you want. But when it comes to like a ranked, or you're trying to get into the fighting scene like my buddy here is, then I feel like you should play it how it's meant to be played. That's what I'm trying to get at here. You know what I mean?
Oh, a mirror match. Shit. Maybe I could learn something here. So at the end of the day, at the highest level, there's no modern control scheme players. Like, they're all still using the classic controls. The interesting thing comes from if a really good player is switching to modern. Like, the question is, why is that? Is like a certain character just better with,
or is it because there's an advantage to playing that way and now you have an upper hand because that's like the meta, so to speak, you know?
I can't roll through that.
It'd be like if Warzone had a simple way where it's like you, as soon as you aim down sights, it automatically locks onto your enemy. But the disadvantage you have is you don't get 3 plates on Warzone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, they're a little weaker, but they laser beam right at me because they don't have to aim with the right stick. It locks on. You get what I mean? Like, that's bullshit to me because I actually have to aim. You know what I mean? Like,
most definitely. I mean, that's a conversation of like aim assist on controller. People are like, oh, how come controller players get like aim assist and stuff like that? When
that's true.
I mean, mouse, you can, like, each thing has its own advantages.
Sure.
I think
the thing about mouse and key, the reason why I think that kind of balances itself out is because I have PC and I have console, so I play a lot of shooters on PC, but Call of Duty is one of the few where I'd prefer to play it on console, or at least with a controller. But not that there's any in the newest Call of Duty that's out right now, but a big advantage that mouse and key would typically have is that recoil control is insane with a mouse, you know? Like,
most definitely.
Talk about a laser beam. A mouse is a laser beam. Like, with a stick, you're kind of aiming at the person, but you're also kind of having to pull the stick slightly down to accommodate for that recoil, which makes it a little bit tougher.
Precision versus, like, a little bit of help is, like, the thing is the argument. This guy's pretty good. he might be better than me. We might be at the same level, but I would say if there's a reason to play either, I guess it's fine by me either way, as far as like any kind of assistance, as far as like modern controls or mouse and keyboard or what have you. Like if there is a definitive reason, like you know, each thing has its advantages. What are the pros versus the cons that you want to play? I think it's apparent enough where I'm fine. Alright, this guy's annoying.
This up if you want. I mean, we can just watch the fight. Nice. There you go.
I think I'm already too much at a disadvantage at this point. Alright, he's getting hit for sure. Wait, why didn't that do a cinematic? No, my backdash. He likes that running low attack. I might have to start using that more. A great thing about mirror matches is like figuring out more things that you could do. Like you start asking yourself questions like, why does he do that running low? Is it just that good? I don't know.
So is there light, medium, heavy, just like Street Fighter in this game?
No, it's a 4-button fighter. So it's light, medium, heavy, and then
so
like,
it's like
a special
Mortal Kombat in that way.
Kind
or
of,
Tekken.
but very different. It's much more like, I would compare it to like Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
Okay, nice. He likes that attack too. Getting this. I think I'm too much out of deficit at this point.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters is cool.
I love Dragon Ball.
I like that game. I mean, it definitely helps being a fan of the IP, but I also think the game plays pretty well.
Get hit, please. I need to make this comeback somehow. I don't know if it's feasible at this point. I mean, it's feasible. I just have to be... I'm dead. I just have to be better, which I'm not at the moment. Yeah, something about these anime games, I like the aesthetic a lot of them. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. Like, I love Guilty Gear. I love Dragon Ball. I like this a lot, and I'm liking it more and more as I continue to play it. And the bigger reason I wanted to bring this game on is definitely a little bit of exposure, and then just bring on more fighting game stuff in general, because like it exemplifies like potentially a new audience towards the genre that edgewise might not be there.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I think I'm gonna play one more game, and I think we can get the H out of here. I think I've.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, if this is something you guys want to see more of too, let me know, because I'm happy to bring it on. I'll probably bring it on anyways, but let's get this guy fucking playing some fighting games, bro.
I'm trying. I'm slowly but surely getting there.
So what are you into? Because
I think I would honestly get into Street Fighter with the hitbox. I think that's the one that, like, if I were to like actually try to get down on a fighting game and try to learn some characters here and there, it'd probably be Street Fighter.
So, do you still have any interest in Mortal Kombat? Is it just a story thing right now?
Mortal Kombat, yeah, I'm more interested in the story with that, but I like more how the mechanics are in Street Fighter than I do Mortal Kombat. And I didn't realize how big of a difference those two... You know, I've always had the assumption that fighting games just all play the same, but having touched up a little bit of, like, you know, from you and I playing together, I've touched up on Street Fighter and Guilty Gear and a little bit of Dragon Ball. I can understand... And Capcom and you know, all the games that we played. I've realized what games are similar and what games are not, you know.
Yeah, something like Marvel vs. Capcom feels not even close to Street Fighter.
I think honestly the one that's most advanced that I think would be really tough for me to get into, like, would probably be The Last Fighter. Not that I don't like it.
The Last Fighter?
But no, The Last Fighter fighting game I would get into would probably be Tekken.
Yeah.
Tekken seems really tough to understand.
Because
there's so many variations of like how you could approach a fight. Like, this is a pure 2D fighter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of like this more because it's easier for me to understand the mechanics and get involved. Tekken's more of like a blend of 2D and 3D. You can sidestep, and that has such a big play into like what you do next and what... I just feel like there's a lot more going on, a lot more variables
that come
into play that would make that a lot more difficult to get a grasp on.
It feels like you're learning like an actual martial art.
Yeah.
And
Tekken's sick though. I mean,
it is
way
like
cool.
seeing high level Tekken is unlike anything else.
Sure, I'm sure. Did that miss?
It definitely missed. Oh, no punish though. Oh, I got hit.
Damn, good try. Good try.
Sheep lady. So as far as something like this, because I know you're not a big anime guy, like how do you feel about like even just seeing what you've seen in this game so far? Like
I mean, it's cool.
You've seen me play a little bit of it on my own. You've seen it now a little bit more on the channel.
I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool.
Nice.
It looks like it plays really well. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, I'm not a big anime guy, but I'm not like shitting on it or anything like that. I mean, it seems cool. I wouldn't say this game would be necessarily like my go-to fighter.
Sure.
But I've got no quarrel with this game.
Oh, are you sure about that?
I got no problems with it. If I was to play an anime fighter, it'd be Dragon Ball Fighters for sure.
I'm not getting punished, but not in a good way right now. Gotta make this comeback a little bit. Oh. No, I jumped into the sheep. You fucking Minecraft player. Ugh. Alright, bitch. Let me show you what a big radish looks like. Ugh.
Nice.
Just need to play good. Oh, how did I not anti-air that? So that has to be plus, eh? What did that not check? In this corner.
Okay.
Let's go.
Nice, dude. Good job.
All right, we gotta hold it down against this fucking sheep bitch. All right, so if you're gonna pick up a game, so I know Street Fighter's sitting pretty decently high for you right now. What is something like Mortal Kombat versus Dragon Ball? Which one's more likely?
For me to get into, or
Yeah.
which one would I play first?
I don't know.
Because I mean, like Mortal Kombat, I would be more intrigued to play it through for the story. But Dragon Balls, I feel like I'd be more into it for its mechanics. I think I like the style of Dragon Ball.
That's fair.
More, as far as a fighter. But Mortal Kombat, I want to play through the story of those games.
How far are you right now? You're on 10?
Yeah, I'm on 10 right now. I'd say maybe 2/3, maybe a half of the way through the game.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Has the Mortal Kombat story been that good?
I enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but I enjoy what's happening, and I like the characters, and it's fun.
Because I know, as far as like a fighting game scene is concerned, Mortal Kombat is the story game of like,
Sure.
you know, it's a good fighting game, and then people are like, oh, the story's so good to you for a fighting game. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, is it that strong? Like, I actually don't know. Like, as far as fighting games, like, I just play them.
I enjoy it. I like 9. 10's okay so far. I like 9's story a lot. I thought it was pretty good.
You guys don't understand. We played 9. We literally just sat in training mode doing like combos and shit for like, I don't know, 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was actually a lot of fun. Bitch. Hold that. She always goes to press there. I need a frame trapper more. Really? You were able to poke there? That was a terrible
This
punish.
art style's cool. I like the backdrops.
Let's go.
Good job, dude.
This like you'll notice a lot of things about players. Like there's a character named Luane, which is like a very gimmick-oriented character, but I was struggling against that player, and then I just like slowed it down and just like tried to play very basic, and he couldn't deal with that. So you have to like understanding how to fight people is like one of the most interesting parts for me, and like adapting to things like that on the fly. It's one of the reasons I love this genre so much.
Yeah, that is very cool.
And it's the reason I keep coming back to these games. And even in like you can find something interesting and like learn a new skill in this game to like bring over to something like Street Fighter. And like like oh, like I have a new concept that I want to apply. That's not what I wanted. And jump. Oh, nice tech.
Nice, dude. Good job.
Nice tech.
Damn. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Nice.
Hold it down.
Good job,
Let's
dude.
go. I think that's going to be where we end things. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I want to thank you guys at home for joining me. This game is a lot of fun. I recommend consider picking up. It's one of the cheaper fighting games to pick up. I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks compared to new titles that are 60. And like I said, there's a free-to-play version that you guys, if you want to pick up, give it a try. You absolutely can. And then if you find yourself liking it, pick up the full game. This game is a lot of fun.
Good shit. If you want to see more content like this, go follow his channel, xg_sen or g_sen. He does shit like this all the time. I'm sure he's going to be putting more content of this game up too on his channel. So if you want to see more shit about this and learn more about it, go there and check it out.
And if you guys want to see this guy play some fighting games, we're going to make him play some fighting games anyways if you want to see it or not. But it'd be nice if you guys did want to see it. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our channel, and check out this guy at CodeMeisterP or CodeMeister_P. And check out the rest of this channel because we have all kinds of good stuff coming to you. We have awesome Let's Plays. Like, I look at our stuff and I find myself cracking up. So check it out. You might find some good stuff in there. And we have a dog. See you guys later. Peace.